Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here,
And Blue Dragon 5.
and welcome to the Main Street Cinema, the show where we discuss the finer points in filmmaking. Dragon, my god, Marvel is just spoiling us at this point, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like we just got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which I've seen in theaters 4 times, Dragon, count them 4 times. That's my
Lucky.
number on Volume 2. And I have to say, it might be up there among my favorites of the MCU, of course. We've got Spider-Man Homecoming coming right over the horizon. That'll be here before we know it. And Thor Ragnarok, which is, a very big wild card. But as I famously I don't know about famously, but, Dragon, you were impressed with my debating skills with Thor Ragnarok about why we should be more excited about that than any other movie this year. And then, of course, Marvel's just like, well, you know what? We can't just settle on the hype of Spider-Man and Thor, man. We gotta just come out swinging. We've got the Deadpool release date, and we're gonna use it. So they dropped on the NBA Finals, Dragon. Go Warriors, go Warriors. Just want to put that out there. Go Warriors. On Game 4 of the NBA Finals, they put out the Black Panther teaser trailer. Oh boy, and what a teaser trailer it was. So, Dragon, why don't you go first? What was your first reaction upon seeing this bit of madness?
Sure. Well, I have to agree with the timing of everything. That it's sort of the kind of rivalry between DC and Marvel, where it's sort of
right.
one's doing good. So what do we have? Well, what's coming? Why do I know Spider-Man Homecoming? And we had Spider-Man Homecoming and Thor Ragnarok. How can we blow them out of the water this time? How can we just like make DC sweat a few bullets? How can we do? Well, Black Panther is after that. So yeah, okay, give us some of Black Panther.
right.
And yeah, I remember Black Panther is sort of it's sort of like one of those. It's going to be a new thing. It's going to be sort of like it's very Black Panther, of course, the first black superhero, and it's also like it's an all black. It's a predominantly black cast, and it's going to be a big thing, like how Wonder Woman was sort of like the first really good female superhero.
Yeah, it's in that same sort of ballpark when it comes to like representing minorities for the first time in a superhero movie in a big way.
Exactly, and this is kind of like the M. To me, Black Panther. Just thinking about it, especially just with the time, it all just kind of occurred to me. What's kind of cool about this trailer is it is sort of the MCU's answer to Wonder Woman, and it's awesome.
It is, yeah.
I mean, it's cool, like Wonder Woman too. I mean, they're both really because the big appeal to me in this trailer, and the big appeal just to the Black Panther thing as a whole, I'm really looking forward to most is kind of the world building of Wakanda. We hinted at it.
The whole El Dorado comparison.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite
yeah.
things. We'll get into it, but
of course,
when it's just the world building of Wakanda, which we've obviously in Age of Ultron and Civil War we've hinted at stuff with Black Panther and they've been great little teases, and of course, just having Black Panther himself in Civil War was such a treat. And we even got, essentially, we'll get into it. Everett Ross, played by Martin Freeman. He's a good character, and essentially, bear in mind, I'm not a huge Black Panther guy in the comics. I read the John Romita run of the Black Panther. That's kind of that's kind of like
the only thing I'm familiar with is the animated film.
Right, yes, that was a motion comic. It was an animated film.
No, I'm sure there was an animated film at some point, a Marvel animated film with Black Panther. I'm sure of it.
Well, I mean, he's in an anime. I'm saying it's not Black Panther's movie. He's in the Avengers animated.
Oh, that's it. That's what I'm thinking of.
He's in the second. The second one's Black Panther's introduced, and he's predominantly in the second.
Okay, that's exactly what I'm thinking of then. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Thanks for clearing that up.
Well, the point is, and also Black Panther, I mean, we've seen him in animation, so there was a great Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon where he was a member of the team, and they introduced him all real cool. Like, the point is, there was like this, John Romita had this, John Romita, the one who did the Spider-Man issue 36, the one I really liked.
Right.
He did this great kind of like history of the Black Panther, which I want to say is it's a really good introductory piece. If anyone liked kind of Black Panther and Civil War.
Yeah, because I really know nothing. I am so, it's been years since I've seen that Avengers movie, and I'm sure it doesn't stick directly to the source material, so I'm going into this pretty blind. But I like the visuals, I can say that much.
Absolutely, it seems very on the money. Again, I know like very surface things on Black Panther,
Uh-huh.
like and a few things I've looked up here and there, and just anything in animation I pretty much know about Black Panther. That's all I can really.
Right, right.
And basically, that motion comic is that Ramita stuff adapt. That's what that is. So if you ever just want to kind of the abbreviated version, it's an emotion comic. So
Uh-huh.
that's kind of the. Anyway, so just the Black Panther definitely. Sorry, it's Black Panther's just so darn cool. He's one of the best parts of Civil War, and he's getting his own movie. Which I mean, and it has a really good director attached to it too. We got Coogler,
Yeah, Ryan Coogler. I mean, let's talk about that for a minute, man. This guy, just hot up and comer. Like, I'd say he's even like in a bigger league than, I don't know, someone like a Colin Trevorrow or something like that, where he's had two movies so far: Fruitvale Station, which was a very personal movie,
Mhm.
and then Creed, which was also a very personal movie, but it also proved that he could, take on sort of like a big franchise and really do some cool, intimate character building stuff with
Oh yeah,
that.
Creed was a really good movie. It really
Uh-huh.
was. And honestly, just because
And
Black
Fruitvale
Panther,
Station was heartbreaking. That movie just ripped your heart out.
and
That's all I
honestly,
can say about Fruitvale Station.
just because Black Panther was on my mind, obviously when the trailer came out, there was just Coogler on the brain. I was watching clips because now Creed, it's been a year or so.
Uh-huh.
I watched the ending of Creed. The best part of Creed, in my opinion. The only wrong. I mean, good movie all around. I'm just saying the best. It's the fantastic bit where you get the little the brief cameo of Carl Weathers like that.
Right, right.
Oh my god! Then of course gonna fly now. It's the classic. That's when we get all that. So then, oh my god, Cooler did such a great job directing that movie. And I can only assume that quality is going to rub off. But with a
Yeah,
Marvel
like I
budget
said, I
behind
really think that Coogler is kind of, he's a step above, like, let's say a Josh Trank. Like, no disrespect to Josh Trank, but I just think Coogler in two movies has a really, really proven track record with what he can do.
and obviously Marvel's taking notice. Because think about it. Forgive me for not knowing the names, but the actress that portrayed Creed's girlfriend in the movie, she's in Thor Ragnarok as a big character. She's
Right,
Valkyrie.
right.
So I'm saying Marvel's obviously taking notice of oh my god, this is a good movie in terms of direction. You got some good performances as
Yeah, speaking of performances, Dragon, this movie's got an all-star cast. Like, my
Oh yeah,
God.
because you got to remember, Teague. I mean, I think Mark Bernard said it best. I mean, he's going to be crying like Kevin Smith when he sees this movie, and a reflection of that is just every. I think not only Mark Bernard, but every prominent black actor has probably been waiting for. You got to remember, even like saying like
Exactly, right.
Bernard pointed this out. I got to agree with him. It's been many years. It's kind of forgotten about. Yeah, Black Panther is mentioned in Do the Right Thing. I mean, it's all over the place. People. Wesley Snipes himself has been campaigning for a while. He was going to play Black Panther back in the olden days.
I
Back in
remember
the,
that, yeah.
from the Fantastic Four documentary. Remember they
Sure,
mentioned
sure.
that Wesley Snipes was going to way before Blade. It was. Uh, so points like this thing, I'm sure everyone's been waiting for, and they've been dying to be in. So that's why it's probably like people lining up outside the door to be in this movie.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, and Dragon, my initial thoughts are pretty much the same as yours. I don't really know a whole lot about the character going in. The one thing that just really struck me about this film was the world building, as you mentioned, like the El Dorado line and whatnot. And B, Dragon, just I love and we'll break this down, of course, with the shot by shot stuff, but I love the mix of like old, like ancient sort of tribal designs, like tribal motifs mixed with Marvel like MCU technology.
Yes.
That's really, really giving, like, that sort of style is really selling this movie for me a lot.
Absolutely, and Tiki again. It's also black. You get to go to Wakanda in a few of the video games, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Definitely the second one, but I mean, I think in the first one too, you get to go there for a stretch, and that's what that design is, and they really brought it to life in even more a myriad of ways. In here, where it's you have from a distance, it looks like your average kind of African village, kind of rooted in history. But as you get closer, oh my God, these structures are made of an unbreakable metal, and it's like it's really space age technology, like where it's like a Jetsons like future. The closer you get to Wakanda.
Right. Okay, so you want to go ahead and do a shot by shot recap of this thing?
Sure, there's a lot to get there. So we're just here again.
Yeah.
Start right at the beginning here. So first of all, again, this teaser opens really strong. Now, you guys want to make sure that the screen is locked, and of course,
Okay, yeah, I'll turn the volume off. Let me Let me make sure the screen is locked. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's locked. We're good.
All right, good, because we don't want just people just like seeing us talking over
Yeah, of
instead of
course,
just
of
seeing
course.
the video itself. Okay, so we have, of course, the first shot. Very important. Fluorescent lights. No, in all seriousness, the first shot is
It's Chuck McGill's worst nightmare.
yes. But oh boy, we have a favorite from Age of Ultron. We got Ulysses Claw.
Yes, Claw. I love how gleeful Claw is in this. It's like he's screwing with Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
And Dragon, let's just I know you're not a Lord of the Rings guy, all right, but let's just address the awesome reunion we have going on. We have Bilbo Baggins and we have Gollum in the same room together. It's awesome. Like the Lord of the Rings fanboy in me is just like, oh, it's so cool. Oh,
gotta be honest,
Bilbo and Gollum.
Gotta be honest, I forgot about that until you mentioned it. Like, oh my god, you're right. Yeah, it's the reunion. Oh yeah.
It's also just like, look, Andy Serkis outside of like that random role he had as the boss in 13 going on 30, he really hasn't had a lot of live action roles, and so it's really great to see him spread his comedic wings with this trailer. I'm really looking forward to his role in this movie.
Yeah. Well, not just comedic and intimidating too, because again, Ulysses Claw he's like the guy who kind of stole from Wakanda and lived. That's kind of it's a badge of
sure, but at the same time, I definitely feel like they're playing this character where he's a little unhinged, and I think that's going to make him a fun villain more than an intimidating villain. I mean, I'm not saying he's not intimidating. I'm just saying, like, just based on what we've gotten from him in the trailer, there's definitely some laughs to be.
But also, Age of Ultron, it was very entertaining. And
that's what I'm saying. He was involved in, I think, what you and I can agree on. Age of Ultron, not the most memorable Marvel movie, but the arm rip, Dragon, the arm rip was amazing.
It was my favorite scene in that movie. Again, I want to be clear, I really do like Age of Ultron. Just it's like it's in my top 5, but it's like now it's been moved down a great deal because all the other great stuff Marvel's been putting out.
Oh dear sir, I am so sorry.
Ultron legitimately apologizing, just like, that looks bad. I'm sorry.
Spader is just so genuine about it. He's just like so apologetic.
Because again, it was like his temper flared up when he thought it was. He's just Stark. Sir, why would you? He says, "Do I look like Iron Man?" He's actually cuts off his arms. I'm so sorry. That looks bad.
So speaking of which, Dragon, the effect of the missing arm looks great.
Oh yeah, and of course, so this movie, Tiki, ideally, at least, of course, I'd be surprised if they didn't do this. He's going to get his trademark claw. Yeah, basically, he has like some awesome mining equipment attached to his arm, which ideally, if I'm remembering correctly, it's like a beam that can cut through vibranium, which is awesome.
I can see that, yeah.
So again, this interrogation, that really is one of my favorite parts of the trailer, aside from the world building. Is obviously just I love the setup. I can't wait to see this scene. Just basically talking about Wakanda, of course, like what the world knows of Wakanda, what this guy who has actually been on the inside of Wakanda, which we know again from Ultron, is happening. We're getting some backstory here just to kind of go over what they're bringing up here before we get into the visuals.
Sure.
So Ross goes over what he and the public knows about Wakanda, which you got to imagine like. Around the time of Civil War, as far as he knows, because Ross's job in Civil War is to essentially facilitate between kind of the diplomatic nightmare that is Civil War.
Right, and of course, Wakanda played a big role in Civil War, and Black Panther was kind of in the middle of all that.
Because the king, like the leader of this isolationist nation, has been murdered on American soil, which is in the UN, so I shouldn't say it.
Wakanda kind of reminds me of. It's almost like a good version of the Doctor Doom Empire.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of my favorite things. Let's break it down a little here. I'll get to that. It was
okay.
Basically, Ross says it's a third world country, known for making textiles, shepherds, known for its textiles, shepherds, and cool outfits. And of course, he knows the cool outfits from Black Panther's costume.
yes.
Which is great. Then again, Andy Serkis here is just doing such a great job. Says all affront, and then Claw reveals that it's a very coveted location. And when he said this comparison, guy has Teak and I raving like madmen.
Oh yeah.
El Dorado comparison is first of all, I hope it's the same with Tegan. I love El Dorado, the movie from DreamWorks.
Yes, we need to talk about it at some point. Dragon Road to El
Buddy,
Dorado, very
I have.
underappreciated movie.
It is such a fan favorite where
It's a gem. It's a gem.
I have so many good memories of El Dorado. But a friend of mine can actually quote every single
Oh
line of El
God.
Dorado, and every time, like every time I suggest putting it on, he says, "Well, look, if you put it on, it's just gonna be me quoting, like me and the rest of the guys, just quoting the whole movie instead
man.
of watching."
man.
That's why it's like they get a lot of love for El Dorado. The point is, of course, El Dorado just being such a brilliant comparison, you never really thought of Wakanda. Where, oh my God, yes, it's kind of like that mythical. It's this mythical city, but instead of gold, it's vibranium. And there's him saying, we thought it was in South America, but actually it was in Africa the whole time.
Oh yeah, really cool
I
idea.
love the idea of that myth being turned on its head like that. That's brilliant. And just on the whole, just with the stuff with Wakanda, with that idea, just itself is that I love that this movie seems like it's going to be introducing Wakanda to the MCU proper. Like we're finally going to get on the inside. We're going to learn about it. And it's hitting upon something I brought up in my Fantastic Four pitch way back when, which Steve kind of hinted at just now. Honestly, it's kind of doing some ideas I would love to see kind of played with Latveria, where it's this idea of kind of the fun potential of this isolationist a country that keeps its best stuff.
That's the dream, right? It's like they fucked up Doctor Doom so much, and it's just like it's so frustrating because him being this this literal dictator of this lost society just is such a fascinating angle to play with.
Yeah, I mean, just briefly, just what I pitched way back when was just for a version of Latveria. Basically, what if we did like Wakanda, but what if it was like Wakanda, but instead of kind of this beautiful, like kind of really coveted, like, oh my God, it must be so lush and beautiful. It was like looked at like North Korea in terms of like isolationist nation instead of like it's like Malasi or something.
Yeah, I could see that.
So anyway, so that's just and basically again, just the idea of like looking into this isolated third world place, just like a place that is so recluse from everything else because it keeps the best stuff for itself because the world isn't ready for it yet. That's such a cool idea. I can't wait to see it played with. So. So of course our shots here. So
it's here, kind of like a natural evolution of the world building we got from Asgard.
Yes,
it's like a more grounded Asgard in a way.
Absolutely. So of course here we have what looks like T'Challa. He's basically this is kind of the coronation ceremony. Very ceremonial vibe here. Very kind of Lion King-esque, kind of like the.
Oh, it is kind of Lion King, right? I didn't even think of that until you mentioned it.
Yeah, I get a sense that I would guess because we didn't really see him sure, so I can't tell if he already had the tattoos like that. It might be like that's the symbol of the king on, like it's being tattooed on him somehow.
Right.
I'm unsure. I forget what it could be makeup. I'm not sure. The point is like
that's
just
commitment right there.
True. So he's he's being crowned in front of people. And basically, from what I heard from the diehard Black Panther fans, all these sects of people, like each little pillar there, I believe is like a different tribe, various different tribes.
Oh,
That's why there's like the yellow guys are tribal, like a fraction. Basically, later on in the trailer, which we'll get to, is you're going to see like a meeting, a council, and I believe those councils, like each guy is like represents a tribe. I want to say in Wakanda, and of course the purple guy down there, that is Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, let's hope he has a bigger role than in Rogue One.
Oh yeah, they say he's going to be like the Obi-Wan Kenobi figure in this movie. That's kind of the fun.
I mean, that's kind of what they said he was going to be like in Rogue One.
Well, come on.
No, seriously, it was going to be like Rey's mentor. He was going to be like a grizzled Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Well, the difference, I think in this case, what they're saying is he's going to be the Uncle.
I'm sorry, did I say Rey? I meant Katniss Everdeen.
Would you stop that?
It's been a while.
Anyway.
All right, I meant Jyn Erso. All right, you happy?
Anyway. But yeah, regardless, I think they might be going for like he'll be the Uncle Ben of the movie, so to speak.
Okay. Well, every Marvel movie needs to have an Uncle Ben, right?
Yeah, I mean, don't say like let's not say like it's a bad thing.
No, but I am saying it like it is. I am calling it how I see it. It is a very formulaic thing. Uncle Ben is not a character; it is an archetype. It is also a character.
Well, true. Yes, it is very much a character.
In the MCU, he's not a character.
Well, not yet, unless we make that Deadpool that Deadpool short.
Oh God, that'd be wonderful. Oh God, Deadpool could have saved Uncle Ben,
but he took too long.
Oh man.
Taylor.
Anyways, in all seriousness, though, Dragon, this I think is is probably my favorite shot in the whole trailer. This just totally encompasses, yeah, for me, it just totally encompasses the world building, the awe, the majesty, the colors, just what makes this movie unique, what makes this movie stand out. It's just like, I just think it's so impressive just seeing all the, all the layers and all the different, like I said, the different colors, the different movements. It's just very, very visually stunning as we pan up.
Oh yeah. Love that just keeps going and going. Is the waterfall, and of course, there's I believe the ship from Civil War is like the futuristic kind of the ship that he was driving to the big showdown in Civil War.
So yeah, just really, really stunning way to introduce us to Wakanda visually, right there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Now here we go. Well, as it's going forward here, this might be so. Essentially, Claw. We might get this is either a flashback or yes.
No, I'm sorry. Just I just heavily. It's fine.
All right. Anyways, Claw. Obviously, Claw reveals in the trailer in this around this section, that he, he stole from Wakanda and lived, of course, in the Age of Ultron type thing, which is why he has like that whole shipload of vibranium.
Mm-hmm.
And this is either the flashback to that moment or just like another example of Claw's men trying to, steal.
Yeah, it could be. It could be like just an example of men who haven't made it off.
Now, here's the cool thing: if it is a flashback, that implies, and I love this implication. I'd be down for it if this is a flashback because essentially my favorite shot in this thing coming up as the men are about to we'll freeze them. Shot.
I know a shot. Yeah.
Of course, they're
this very much. I don't know why, because if I remember correctly, like dogs haven't really featured prominently into Jurassic Park, but just the imagery here reminds me of Jurassic Park. Just the dog in the middle of the jungle. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird comparison, I know. But then Dragon, we of course that's a distraction. We pan up and
there we go.
Hold on. Now, Dragon, do you notice the kind of contrast here, like the dog and then the cat in the tree?
That's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
So this shot, I mean, if I had to pick one shot, obviously it's going to be
okay.
Shot.
Yeah, this is a pretty solid shot, man. I'll give you that. It's
like pulled right from the comic, just awesome. They're waiting in the tree, attacking and people infringing on the Wakandan village. It's just it's fantastic. Now here's the big theory, and I'm down for this theory again. If this is a flashback, because this would be awesome. And this is the story of Black Panther, which of course we got. It was very much hinted at. Of course, it was referenced definitely in Civil War, but again, his king, the Black Panther is it's the role of the king and like the top warrior of the village,
right,
and is passed down from generation to generation. So the idea, if this is a flashback, and this is absolutely in this shot here, in this little sequence here, this is the Civil War costume.
So the idea basically is that this would be
a young version of King T'Chaka who died in Civil War.
Interesting.
Which would explain why, again, bear in mind, it's like really spur of the moment when T'Challa puts on the costume in Civil War, so he's probably just putting on his father's costume.
Right,
by the end of the trailer, you'll see he's in a new, sleeker version of the Black Panther suit.
Gotcha. Okay.
So either he gets a new costume or it's very much so, I would love it if the case, again, if this is just a flashback and that would explain it all.
Uh-huh.
And of course, the timing on this is brilliant. He's doing awesome action shots. Leaps down on, throws the guy out. We don't even see him throwing the guy, and he's doing.
It goes so fast; it's going to be hard to freeze frame some of this stuff. But yeah,
sure.
I have a feeling some of the action in this movie is going to be like Daredevil hallway fight status.
Absolutely, if Black Panther's definitely got to do that.
Oh
my God, yes. And then we have this bit here. Everyone loves this bit where he gets shot, and you hear like the little tink.
Almost kind of like the Superman Returns bit in a way.
In a way, yes, but far more cool because he's actually getting shot, but he's on an unbreakable costume, which is awesome.
It's like, come at me, bro. Come at me. Yeah. Bullets don't even phase me, bro.
Oh, but seriously, just oh my God, this is like the Black Panther stuff we drooled over in Civil War, but we're getting it in the native homeland here. Just guys, taking down these.
God. Sorry, I'm trying to get good shots of the trailer.
I was saying he's like he's getting shot there. The little tink 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 tink. It's hearing the failed bullets on the tri-weave vibranium.
Because of course
fibers.
the suit is vibranium, right? Like the whole suit.
It's like kind of how again it's like imagine like threads of vibranium just like kind of weaved in such a way. So basically it's like he's 100% coated in vibranium.
Which
is it's so good. And again, this suit is still like it's a masterwork. This suit,
And
it's
what you
all
said, Dragon, what you said about how it's the coolness of the character mixed with the actual location. That's like the sweet spot for me right there.
absolutely. And again, it's like it takes you back to that Ramita stuff. Where, like I love just seeing one. It's like in 4 chapters, and the first chapter is a flashback to World War II, and you have Captain America meeting Black Panther, and it's like, it's like Captain America. He's just in this location. Just kind of they run across there, have like a little interaction, which of course we see kind of when Black Man is scratching at the shield and in Civil War, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, it's like, it just takes me back, kind of like he was in his element in that scene in the comics. It's like that sort of stuff. Anyway.
Okay, so this is what I was talking about with Claw kind of being a humorous villain to a certain extent, or at
This
least
to
a
me is
very
kind of a
entertaining one.
I kind of read this as kind of like a creepy, almost Dark Knight bit, almost.
Really, I didn't really get that vibe to tell you.
No, I don't know. I know it's fun. I'm just saying at the same time, like when we cut to the outside, it has that creepy kind of Dark Knight-esque quality to it. I'm not saying it's going to measure up to that. I'm just saying, while it is funny, it's still like when he's saying "I see you," it just reads so creepy to me at the same time.
Uh-huh. Okay, this actress, Dragon, it's Dana Guerrera, who's had a fantastic run on The Walking Dead,
Yeah,
has
I
been
heard about
shown
this.
from season 3 all the way up until current day. She's had one of the most long running actresses on the show.
Would you like me to explain her?
Sure.
Okay, it's very simple. Natiki, I'm sure you recall a warrior who looked quite similar to her in Civil War, right?
Vaguely.
She had that great. She has this one bit in the movie where she walks up to Blackwood and says, "Move, or you will be moved."
Okay,
And,
right.
T'Challa says, "As interesting as that would be, let's not." And basically, that's the idea, and the cool idea. And this is such a cool idea. And this is like kind of feeding into a little bit of a Wonder Woman thing, but it's awesome. It's that this idea from the comics that the Black Panther, his bodyguard, he has like an entourage of bodyguards and possible wives.
And they're all women. Yes.
They're all women, and they're all like a bunch of, again, they're usually with the shaven heads, but of course there are a few that do have hair, which we'll see with Lupita Nyong'o. And basically, it's
if I was Ryan Coogler, I wouldn't go for the wives angle per se.
well, I mean, sure. I'm just saying I think that's what people are in the speculatory of, like, if they're going to add some additional layers to what they're. But the point is, they're bodyguards. It's the wife thing. It's basically one of them's going to be his
Which
love
just
interest.
basically sounds like Marvel's equivalent to the Amazonians.
A little bit, yes, but this is like something pulled directly from the thing. Yes, you're right, though. It's kind of like the Amazonian thing, but again, it's like a position of. I just love the position of great power, of, like, being kind of like the finest warriors in the Wakandan culture are all women. They surround the king.
Yeah,
king.
That's really cool.
And the point, we saw one of them in Civil War. Like, that's most likely that's. I'm gonna butcher these names because it's hard. I don't have what's it called, the phonetics. But Ayo is the one we saw in Civil War. This is the Walking Dead girl. She's Nakia, if I'm saying that right. And I'm sorry, no.
Hooked on phonics.
No. Okay, no. This one's okay. Oh, the Walking Dead girl's okay, and they're all called the Dora Milaje. The Dora Milaje is what this bodyguard group is called. Dora Milaje. That's what they all
Milaje. Got it.
Dora Milaje.
Got it.
That's what they all are, and Naki is the lead one. I believe Naki is the lead Pia Nyong'o character who you see later, and she's the only one with hair, if I'm getting that correct. So, anyways, I'm saying we get a glimpse. That's what all of these women are, and it's such a cool idea. We're gonna get more shots of them throughout the things. The point is, again, it's really cool, kind of like, just T'Challa, like, looking at this crazy guy on the inside there.
I really like the look of the hoodie.
Yes.
I know it's a small detail, but it's kind of like a Luke Cage-esque hoodie in a way.
Oh, for me, I got kind of like Steve Rogers in the hoodie and Winter Soldier. That's kind of what I'm doing. Heroes just look good in hoodies. That's kind of the fact of it all. Luke Cage, Captain America, they all look good in hoodies. Even Iron Man.
I'm really loving, like, the silver, like, kind of like bling hip hop aesthetic they're going for with the logos here.
I really love, and here's the cool thing about the logo thing, is that it's silver like vibranium and has like these little like gleaming pings on it. That's why I think they want the silver. You're right, though. It's kind of like a bling hip hop thing. I love the music in this trailer, but like kind of the background, kind of like especially the end, like the ding 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 ding.
Like, I definitely think this movie, obviously, it's got, like, Luke Cage and Black Panther around the same time period and everything, but I think this movie's going to radiate the same sort of, like, style and coolness that we got out of Luke Cage, with the same sort of, like, cutthroat action and really, like, intense choreography that we had from Daredevil. I think
I would
it's gonna,
imagine so. Yes.
I think it's gonna combine the best of both worlds on a obviously on a film budget as opposed to a TV budget.
Oh
So
yeah.
really excited if that's the proposition at play here. Okay.
All right, let's see. So, okay, there's a great shot. Hold on that. So that looks identical. That's just what Wakanda is thinking. Again, like from a distance, these like great, kind of really great structures. But of course, even from this angle, closer, you can see that they're it's so modern in technology. It's modern and what again, it's like kind of like it's so futuristic.
It's almost vaguely Krypton-esque in a way.
In a way, yes. It's very much again. It's just kind of this. It's the cutting edge of technology. Just basically imagine a whole hidden African village full of stuff that makes Tony Stark blush. It's just like stuff that just it's Stark level technology. Even it's honestly it's Stark next generation. Basically, without the if Stark didn't have to brand or like kind of mass market, that's essentially what Wakanda is.
Right, yeah.
It's just made for them in the style of like something very traditional. Like they have all the technologies kind of styled like with kind of like the old African tradition.
And that's exactly what I'm saying about the the tradition meets technology. That
Yes,
I think it's going to be a really fascinating visual motif of the movie.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, and this is such a beautiful shot right there. So I could look at this city all day. Oh god.
Oh yeah.
Scott Snyder must be drooling over this.
It almost looks like something out of Star Wars, like because you've got like the that lake down there. You've got the it's just there's so much eye candy to take in.
Okay, now that's Forrest Whitaker.
Of course.
And again, his character is Azuri, if I'm saying that right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, now this shot right here. That's
here we go.
Okay, so let me tell you about this. Of course, obviously, and this is one of my favorite things. Well, again, there's so many good things in this shot. I don't want to just keep saying it's my favorite thing.
No, this is probably my second favorite shot. I've got to say, just this close up on the mask.
Michael B. Jordan here. This is Michael.
Yes,
so this
is really Steve himself.
Essentially, he is one of in the comics, if I remember correctly. Basically, we have both of Black Panther's arch enemies are in this movie, so they're both kind of in here. But I believe this one's kind of actually, all three of the main Black Panther villains are in this movie, if I'm right. Eric Killmonger's with like top of the heap, along with Claw. So we have Claw, who we've introduced previously, which is cool. And we have Eric Killmonger's like he essentially might be like his. I guess the Green Goblin. I guess the Black Panther's Green Goblin. At least this is one of his early ones. So Michael B. Jordan plays me, and the mask is purely as close as practical as they get it from the comics. All furry and stuff like that. It looks just like that. That's what Killmonger wears. And I just love the suit. I love how kind of this cool vibe. Wakandan.
Like I said, the mix of culture and technology, Dragon. It's really cool and beautiful when we see it in the Wakandan architecture. But when we see it with this guy, it's just creepy. You know what I mean?
Yes, I got to tell you, I am so looking forward to Michael B. Jordan in this new movie. That's one of my things I'm looking most forward to.
I honestly think Michael B. Jordan, like, if any actor is going to, do a performance that tops Loki, I think this might be it. I think this might be one of the best villains of the MCU if they pull him off right and use him to his fullest potential.
I think what they might be going for, I'm just going to speculate this, Whisker. I'm saying based on what he does in the trailer coming up, is that I would assume that he wants to kind of pervert the ways of Wakanda, where it's like they keep technology to themselves, where he wants to take technology and kind of conquer other lands.
I can see that. Yeah. And
Okay.
like I said, just Michael B. Jordan. I mean, the kid is just pure talent. He is just like, like you could just like take a vial of his blood and it'd just be like talent juice. You know what I mean?
Talent juice.
Yes, talent juice. I know that got a little a little graphic.
That Jordan lad he's going places.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But I just love his armor. I love everything about the look of that.
Yeah, hold on. Let me go to the freeze frame on this.
And we get a better shot of him with the mask off later on, but I'm just saying it looks great. And, So again, I think this might be a trick of the editing, but if it's the case, I would hope that it's connected because it just gives me some stuff to speculate on. Basically, I hope that is the outside of this building.
Right.
A breaking claw. I like the idea that he breaks claw out if that's in the movie because that just to me says so much. Like, oh my god! Again, if he's gonna strike a deal with Claw so he can overthrow Black Panther. So basically Claw will basically have like a. I'm saying I predict that. Essentially, I think Claw's just gonna have he'll have like a trade thing going on. He'll basically have all the exports of Wakanda will also go to him, so he can sell it on the black market. While he kind of takes the throne, he just kind of branches out and takes over other places. Mm-hmm. That's probably Killmonger's going to do.
I
Anyway.
also think, speaking of the Lion King, I think his mask looks like kind of like a horror movie version of like the Broadway costumes from the Lion King
Oh my
show.
God! Yeah, you're right. It does look kind of like that.
Okay.
There's
So
Lupita Nyong'o, so she's
now,
the
Lupita
lead.
Nyong'o, from what I've heard, this character does kind of turn into an antagonist down the road. I doubt it happens in this movie. Can you shed any light on that?
Well, that Tegan, I gotta be honest, I didn't. Again, I didn't really look into it that much.
Okay.
All I know is that in this movie, that they're going to kind of sell like the love interest, and maybe it's a love interest that goes south. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sorry to like bring it up. It's just like something like I was trying to do some research beforehand of like, like 10 things you didn't know about the Black Panther trailer. So, anyways.
So again, she's like she's on the warrior team as well. The Malaja. Yes. This to me, yeah, just looking at this overhead, it kind of confirms what it just visually looks like. It's definitely a casino of some kind, which looks awesome.
It's definitely a casino. Yeah, this very much has a James Bond feel to it.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Of course, now we got the warriors kind of kicking in the high gear, kind of protecting the king.
I gotta say, out of all the warriors, this girl in the red dress looks like the most badass out of all of them, just from the brief glimpses we see of her.
Now it's hard to tell because bear in mind, the unit they go for like a uniform look with the baldness, so it's kind of hard to tell who's who in these brief shots. But I think this might be the one from Civil War.
It could be. It could be.
I know she has very specific earrings, so I guess you might be able to tell from that. That's assuming they give her the same earrings going forward. So yeah, it's a little hard to tell. All right. Here was a great shot. Now here's our other villain of the movie. He's walking towards. If I were to guess, I'm just going to wager a guess that there's a deal struck between our three bad guys. I would just predict that it's going to be just to give them all like kind of reason for being there, not just being completely completely random or anything.
Basically, not have a Spider-Man 3 situation.
Yeah. But to me, and this makes sense that this might be what they're going for. Is that there's going to be obviously, and the thing you're going to play with Wakanda is obviously there's going to be a shakeup in the leadership. So there might be some doubt and some kind of dispersions on the new leader. I mean, of course, it's like it's the son of the man who we followed, and can he handle being king, that sort of stuff. And in the ranks, some of our bad guys might rise through that. And of course, one of our bad guys, Man-Ape, I presume, will be the one who wants to be king. Killmonger might be one who wants to transcend king, and just kind of do more with it. And then Claw is just he's going to be facilitate on the outside, just kind of work off the benefit of everything. But then again, just the Man-Ape could just be working for Killmonger. Regardless, Killmonger's definitely he's going to be challenging for the throne. I know that much. Here's a great shot, Killmonger. Oh my god, I love that shot, and it's so well edited. This trailer, I got to tell you, it's like him pulling the gun. And let's see, I guess what's said in this moment. So after.
I would guess that it's something about like going public with something.
No, here I got it here. So right now this is the UN. We're at the UN right now. So this is like him probably being announced as the new king, kind of just going to the UN meetings. I get a sense that in Civil War they were, King T'Chaka come out was a big deal, and that's why he was kind of leading off the meeting. And of course, Africa was attacked by the Hulk in
Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron, yes.
Right.
So regardless, like it took that to kind of get Wakanda out of the woodworks, and obviously they were really trying to make everyone feel nice, like, oh, we could have like a new side to the UN. And of course, guys
what
like
would be really cool is like this is just total spitball speculation here, but what if this was like a more serious play on the whole like I am Iron Man ending? And this is an ending where T'Challa is basically going forward with everything about Wakanda.
I could buy that. Yes, that sounds about right.
And like I said, it's like it's played kind of similar. Like it's an homage to I Am Iron Man, but it's played a lot more dramatically. With a lot more pathos and heft to it.
Basically, a way of like Black Panther's kind of I think I would assume the crux of the movie would be like he's kind of not being subservient to the old ways. Like let's just stay isolated. Where he's going to like basically the ending will be like I'm going to be a king of I'm going to be my own type of king, where I'm going to bring us into the future. Like we're going to expand, but we're also going to remain who we are, type deal.
And keep in mind, of course, this is just very, very, very loose speculation. Yeah. This is just like assuming this is the ending of the movie, which is a big assumption.
So, by the way, here's what's said. Here's the dialogue we get. It's really, we have really good dialogue in the show. Someone's saying, "You're a good man with a good." We got to talk about that shot in a second.
Well, hold on. Let me get back to there. We go. That's what I want to land on.
You're a good man with a good heart. And it's hard for a good man to be a king. That's the line. That's the it's the you're a good
Mhm.
you're a good man, and you're a good man with a good heart. But for it's hard for a good man to be king, and the idea of like he's gonna make hard choices, and he's gonna be challenged. It's like he's gonna be challenged. It's going to be a challenge for an open-minded T'Challa to kind of again make the hard choices and like deal with all these uprisings, people challenging his leadership, and like the old ways. And again, Wakanda's going to be under a big spotlight if they go public. Because again, hey, why won't you share your fancy technology with us? Are you planning on using it?
Right, right.
And again, this is where I'm thinking we might get into some of that Latveria fear, which if like oh my god, this one place has all this super
Dragon, in
cutting
a
edge
way,
technology.
this could just totally open the door for like a phase 4 of the MCU that's almost like a mirror of the current political climate.
Honestly, I'm just saying if this
It's
film.
crazy. Like, I don't want to, again, I don't like to talk about politics on the channel, and I'm not going to get into details or specifics or anything. I'm just saying the way that certain nations are very, very much becoming isolationist and, like hoarding weapons and whatnot, Dragon. It very much reminds me of this whole, like Wakanda is the good nation and the Doctor Doom nation is the bad nation. I don't know. I think we could set it up like imagine the next Captain America movie is Captain America World War. I don't know.
Hmm. Well, I mean that sounds cool. It's World War. I'm not exactly sold on the time. I get what you're saying, though.
I'm just spitballing. I just think it's a cool way to kind of interject some sort of political allegory in there.
Believe me, I would love Latveria versus Wakanda as like again.
Right.
That's I laid out the whole.
Like I said, I think that could lay the groundwork for like the entirety of like the Phase 4 arc right there.
Well, and again, this is kind of like kind of breadcrumbs along the trail. Like if in a fantastically in a phase 4, if we get the Fantastic Four, we could do. Again, I'm not saying I just pitched my best version. I have the MCU would bring in the Fantastic Four, which would be Latveria as compared to something like what Wakanda in terms of Wakanda's the good one. Latveria is like it's actually like Wakanda, but it's seen as North Korea because their leader's name is Doom. Again, that was just kind of my take on it. Basically, Latveria actually is exactly like Wakanda. It just has a really bad reputation from the ancient kings, of the ancient ruthless kings from the history of Latveria. Right. Anyway, let's see. What was I going for? Right. Okay. Let's talk about. One last thing. So what I was saying about him, we can keep on the shot. Is that if Black Panther goes really well, it could be just in going into Phase 4. It could be like the new Iron Man franchise if it's played really well. To be honest, I think
I think there are a lot of kind of different franchises up in the air to take that sort of mantle.
I think Ant-Man's the closest, in my opinion. I think it's between Ant-Man and Black Panther that take the spot of the Iron Man.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
So, of course, on here we get a better look at that armor. Oh, my God. Michael B. Jordan looks so awesome in this movie.
Yeah, he does. I can't wait.
And Tiki, doesn't this guard transporting look familiar to you?
Oh, God.
He should.
Wait, hold on. Don't tell me. Oh, yeah, he's the Get Out guy.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know who the Get Out guy is? Can you at least tell people what he is in Get Out? Or because I just heard he was the Get Out guy.
He's the main character in Get Out. He's the one who's kind of experiencing like the bizarre sort of like reverse racism sort of stuff going on in Get Out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. But again, oh my God, it's just kind of gushing over Michael B. Jordan, how cool he looks in this armor and everything. But anyways, moving on.
It's just like this shot is just like, look at all the talented African American actors we have now. They're so awesome.
And this is probably, they probably imprison Killmonger in Wakanda for a spell before he escapes again or something. It's probably this like sentencing, kind of like a General's Odd sentencing type scene.
Right.
And this shot to me, take it right there, that shot there. When I saw it the first time, I was like,
it's just so much in so little time. You know what I mean?
It's so simple. And this is like kind of like my barometer here is like seeing him save people. I know this isn't quite save people. It's almost like the Wonder Woman thing. I like when Wonder Woman's nice to kids. And here we have
right.
Nice to kids, like patting him on the head like that. Just like there's a good leader right there. I know it sounds exceedingly simple, but
it's like Nick Ford pleasantries right there.
But you see what I mean, though? It's just kind of like
totally,
nice feel good vibe. Bro. Like, yeah, Black Panther's up, and of course they have the bodyguard standing in front there, and there's Lupita Nyong'o. So again, this might also be like kind of a final shot, to be honest with you. Like, hey, everything's going good in Wakanda.
Right. Oh wait.
So then we have we missed kind of a mineral. So we have Lip Plate guy.
I remember seeing this stuff on Ripley's Believe It or Not back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's the deal with Lip Plate Guy?
Well, again, you can tell by me just calling him Lip Plate Guy. I really don't know a lot about him.
Really don't know.
But yeah, I think I forget the actor. Like this to me, basically, we're going to see an overhead shot of them all kind of sitting in sort of essentially this like kind of a horseshoe sort of pattern, and that's basically like these are probably the leaders of the individualized kind of tribes in Wakanda, like having a meeting.
That's what I was kind of thinking. Yeah, yeah.
And I believe these are like his guards behind him. If I'm right, I believe that's kind of what the idea is. Like everyone has like their own personal guard. We'll see in the overhead shot, I guess. So again, these are of course the bald ones are. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the green suit on the left. That's Lip Plate Guy, I believe. So yeah, that's all of them circled around
poor
there.
Lip Plate Guy. He needs a name.
I feel bad for that actor too. I mean, he has to. I believe it's CG because I believe I saw a picture of the actor. I can't remember his name, but the picture of the guy it has to be CG or like really painful. One of the two.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, now that's this guy here walking up, and you'll see him in a better shot. This is Man-Ape, the guy in the white, obviously white for hence the. Basically, he killed a white ape, and he kind of took its power, quote unquote.
Got it.
That's a shtick. He just basically I don't know how graphic they're going to get in the movie, but the legend is, and in the comics, obviously they've probably gone through a bunch of stories, but he killed a rare white ape in Wakanda that he was rumored to have powers and stuff. That's hence the reason he killed it. He ate its flesh and he bathed in its blood that obtained its power, and he wears its pelt. He wears the head too, but I doubt they're going to show. They might show the head briefly as like a little nod to the comics, but okay, this shot's is a good shot. The white-haired woman is T'Challa's mother or stepmother.
Or Storm.
Okay, don't be like that. Come on.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
In the comics, he actually married Storm.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But of course, they can't get into that because of rights issues.
Yeah, but I mean, seriously, this would be the perfect movie to fucking introduce Storm into the MCU if Storm were to be introduced into the MCU. You know what I mean?
That would be cool.
It'd be perfect. It'd fit like a glove. It'd fit like, it'd be like chocolate and peanut butter.
Let me bring something up because he's in the shot here. Now, you'll see Everett Ross is behind him. He's a little obscured right now.
Yes, yes.
Now, of course...
He's just sort of like along for the ride. He's like, what the hell am I doing here?
So the cool thing is with Everett Ross, I want to mention the thing has me kind of really excited for is essentially he is, and again, I love that we've introduced him to Civil War a little bit. He essentially is Black Panther's Jim Gordon figure. He is.
Yes, I can see that.
Because that's the role. He's kind of playing, he's the UN backup that T'Challa has, and he has a job to do, and he has to kind of deal with all this craziness, very much the Jim Gordon for Black Panther, which I'm all for. So I can't wait to see that.
Okay.
Now this shot here, this is as you can see, this is Michael B. Jordan and T'Challa here. Well, Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The point is, I believe this is like him challenging for the throne, which suggests that he's probably at the top of the heap of who wants to take over.
You can see Lip Plate Guy in the background.
Oh, you can. Oh, yeah, there he is.
I just noticed that too.
Yeah, I didn't notice that before. He's all standing all dignified and stuff. Anyway, so this is a really cool battle scene because you know what this might be? Oh, wait a minute, I just pieced something together.
Okay.
This is why T'Challa's shirtless in the opening. He's going down there for the challenge of being king. That's why he's walking down there in the beginning. So it's not just him being corny. It's like him being challenged.
Oh, okay, I can see that.
I think that's what it is. I think that's and it's
and that kind of fits with all the of all the tribes like gathered together to watch it and everything.
Because it's the same location. It's the same waterfall location. That must be it. That must be. Anyways, this is like him challenging for the throne and.
Oh, here we go.
And there's all the bodyguards versus.
Oh, it's so cool! It's so cool,
Killmonger, which is awesome. I just love seeing Killmonger with these two swords. It's a Michael B. Jordan gush.
Again, I could just this could be a painting right here. Like I love the red. Oh God, such a cool look.
I love the hills and everything in Wakanda. And again, in that shot, I got to tell you. He kind of looks like an evil Black Panther with the long cloak and everything. Oh yeah. Which I think is intentional. Again, I think they're showing this is like Black Panther gone wrong with Killmonger. Someone's just interested in taking over, being like the worst king ever. Okay, now this is important. So that girl there who awesomely has panthers on her hands. you'll see, and it's another shot coming up. It's like it's freeze frames. I believe I think that's Lupita Nyong'o on the left, isn't it? Or am I?
Yeah, it's Nyong'o on the left. Yeah.
Oh, it's cool. She's in the armor and she's like these awesome like throwing discs. Oh my god, it's like throwing discs like Captain America. That's so
Oh god. Oh god.
Disc like weaponry made of vibranium. That's
Oh,
awesome.
man. Oh,
So you'll see. There's a better shot of her coming up. Of that's Black Panther's sister.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
So that's Shuri, if I'm saying her name right now. Shuri. There we go. There's the shot. So Shuri, there, you'll notice the reason she has Panthers on her hands, and this is kind of cool. This to me seems like this is like the Wakandan version of the arc reactor repulsors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the repulsing Iron Man's kind of the things on the end of his hand that shoots concussive blast. And what's cool is that she's the one who has the Tony Stark intellect in Wakanda. She's like the Lucius Fox of Wakanda. She designs all the high-tech technology. She's the planners. That's her big role in Wakanda. She most likely develops the new suit for Black Panther. She's responsible for all the technology in place.
Sure.
Or at least, she's that big contributing mind. Again, she's the Tony Stark.
Like the Lucius Fox.
Yeah, but we're actually even better now. She's kind of like the
Tony Stark.
That's what I'm saying. She has like in the comics, she's famous for having a Tony Stark intelligence to her. Like she's
okay.
Again,
Nice.
I mean, that's kind of a cool thing to do with her. So again, yeah. Now here we go. So this is the new suit. This is the new suit with the Black Panther. You can tell
it
by
looks so sleek. It looks so good,
and the eyes look so comical. Why can't we do this with Batman? I'm dying to see this with Batman.
I mean, that's honestly one of the big things I had against Batman v Superman is I thought we got too much of like the mech Batman.
Well, that's the one cool thing about mech Batman that we had the whites of the lighting up white eyes.
I guess.
I remember when they first showed, it was like oh my god! After all these years, we finally have the white triangles done right on Batman.
Right.
But again, this is like
that was about the only thing done right on Batman.
Oh, let's not tear down. I have one. Let's
Oh, don't let me. Do I need to remind you of all the people he killed?
Don't do that.
He murdered people.
I know he murdered people. Can we move on?
Yes. I'm sorry. I know your weak points, anyways. Okay.
Okay, now there's Manape.
Really
That's
cool.
Manape right there. The huge guy, with the staff.
Got it.
So again, he's definitely going to be either working for Killmonger or he's like another guy trying to take over the throne.
It'd be cool if it was like just like different people taking over. Like I could see Killmonger and Claw working together, and then Manape kind of being being like an even more powerful force.
It definitely seems to me that Killmonger might be a guy. Again, assuming he even breaks Claw out, and like that shot earlier suggested, it would suggest that he's the guy. Killmonger's the guy who's going to go outside of Wakanda. This guy, to me, seems like he's like going to never leave home. He's going to never.
Right.
So
he seems like he's almost like too much of a Wakanda, like loyalist. Like he's almost like a radical. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, what it could be is that while the king's away, this guy might play. He might try to take over Wakanda when the king's gone.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Almost done.
And here's the shot. Now, people are saying this is like a feature of the suit. You know what I thought of in the first watch? I still kind of hope it is that he gets hit by this car, and because it has like this, like the vibranium being hit, kind of like when Captain America's shield gets hit by Thor's hammer, has like that big concussive blast.
Right.
But again, it might be a new feature. It has like a kind of a repulsor type. And it's just like an awesome thing. He flips over the car, he lands on it, like cats landing on their feet type pose.
And of course, this is a staple of the character in the MCU so far. Like, this character is very cool with cars and, car chases and whatnot.
Absolutely. Oh my god. It's just, yeah.
Okay, and then Dragon.
We have like the cool music playing.
Yes, it's so cool. Like I said, very, very much in the same sort of spirit as Luke Cage.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and that is Black Panther, Dragon. Any final thoughts here?
I'm so excited for this movie, and we're gonna have a lot to keep us occupied in the meantime. Which again, I in retrospect, don't get me wrong. I'm so glad we got this, and I'm still so looking forward to it. But this is just them kind of being a little unfair to DC. We're like, come on, we got Thor. You have Thor Ragnarok, and you have Spider-Man Homecoming out. You couldn't let us have Wonder Woman just for a little while longer.
Right.
You gotta you come on. You're gonna have till almost next year. Can't even wait till Christmas to debut this. You gotta do it now. But yeah, oh my god, it's so cool though. I'm so looking forward to Black Panther. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not a character that I have much of a familiarity with, but just the world building so far and the colors and just the like I said, that whole technology versus culture and ancient tribalism thing it has going on. It looks really unique. I have all the faith in the world in Ryan Coogler. I think he's one of the best up and coming directors working today. I think he's going to add a lot to this movie, and I'm just really excited, man. And like you said, I mean, we're going to have plenty of stuff to keep us occupied in the meantime. And speaking of which, folks, definitely stay tuned, because as I said, Spider-Man Homecoming is going to be right around the corner. That should be the next big movie that we tackle. I mean, we're going to be talking about Cars 3, Dragon, but that should be under the Main Street or the Talking Mr. Banks moniker. In the meantime, folks, look for Spider-Man Homecoming and, of course, eventually down the line, Thor Ragnarok. I wouldn't be surprised if we're getting a second Thor Ragnarok trailer soon.
Well, wait a minute. I'm just trying to think because the last one was so good. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we really are doing another one, I guess, at some point. So,
especially since Homecoming's, getting close.
Honestly, I think that I'm surprised they're probably going to tease us in Homecoming. I'm surprised they didn't release it then. But again, they still want to time in with the NBA stuff. So,
of course. All right, folks.
But I mean, I'd be down for that. Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, thank you for joining us, and see you guys later.
See ya.
Wakanda!
Vibranium.
Oh, I am so sorry, sir. Oh, God, that looks really bad.
You should get that looked at.